called my coworker a nosy butch after she kept insisting to know my husband's salary. So my husband works in finance, like the kind where he pulls in stupid money and I don't really talk about it because honestly people get weird. We've been together since college and back then we were both broke eating ramen and splitting gas money. Now he makes like 10 times what I make and I already have a decent salary, so you can do the math. We're comfortable, really comfortable. The thing is, when you have money, people start acting different. They ask questions they would never ask before. Like suddenly your business is their business. I learned this the hard way a few years ago when I actually told someone a number, and next thing I know, half our friend group is treating us different. Some got distant and weird, others suddenly needed help with rent or wanted to borrow money. It was a mess. So now I just don't say anything. People ask what he does and I say finance and leave it at that. Enter Becca. She's 25 and started at our office like 2 months ago. Within the first week, everyone knew her deal. She's loud, she gossips constantly, she wears these designer bags that still have the tags hanging off and makes sure everyone sees them. She's always asking which guys in the office are single and how much they make. It's like her whole personality is trying to seem rich and land someone who actually is. I mostly avoided her because I could tell she was trouble. Last Friday, we had this happy hour thing at the office. Free drinks and snacks in the conference room. I was just trying to grab a beer and leave, but Becca cornered me by the window. She started off normal, asking about my Europe trip. My husband and I had gone to Italy and France for 2 weeks, and I posted a few pictures on Instagram. I gave her the basic rundown. Nice food, good weather, saw some museums, kept it short. Then she goes, "So what does your husband do?" I said, "He works in finance." Her eyes literally lit up. "Oh wow, he must make a ton then. All those vacations you post look expensive. How much does he make in a year?" I just smiled and said, "We're lucky he makes a good salary." She laughed and leaned in closer like we were best friends. "Come on, I won't tell anyone. How much does he rake in? Like millions?" I was already annoyed, but I kept it polite. I'd rather not say, but it's up there. That's when she got pushy. What, he doesn't let you tell people or something? I could feel my face getting hot. "No, I just prefer not to say." She actually laughed in my face, like full-on cackled. "You'd think the stuck-up one would be the one with money, not the one without." I snapped. I looked her dead in the eyes and said, "You should learn how to take no for an answer and when to quit being a nosy butch. It's a valuable lesson." Then I smiled, grabbed my beer, and walked away. I could see her face go red, but I didn't care. I was done. About an hour later, I got a text from another coworker saying Becca left early crying. Then another coworker came up to me and said I should apologize because she's young and new and didn't mean anything by it. I told them no. She's 25, not 12. She knows better. My mom called me that night because somehow word got back to her through a family friend who works in the same building. She said I was too harsh and that young people don't always understand boundaries around money talk. I told her Becca understood just fine, she just didn't like the answer. My husband thought the whole thing was hilarious, but said maybe I should fake apologize just to keep things smooth at work. I considered it for like 5 seconds, then decided no. The next week at work, Becca avoided me completely. She wouldn't even look at me in meetings. A couple people gave me side eye in the break room, but honestly, I didn't care. One of my closer work friends pulled me aside and said Becca had been telling people I was rude and stuck up and that my husband probably controls all the money. I just shrugged. Let her talk. What really annoyed me was my boss called me into his office on Wednesday. He didn't say I was in trouble, but he asked if there was any tension between me and Becca. I told him we had a small disagreement at the happy hour, but it was personal, not work-related. He nodded and said to keep things professional. I said I always do. Becca kept talking though. I heard through another coworker that she was telling people my husband was probably in some shady finance stuff, and that's why I wouldn't say his salary. Like money laundering or something insane. I wanted to march over to her desk and tell her off again, but I didn't. I just let her keep running her mouth because eventually people would see through it. By the end of that week, the gossip died down. Becca moved on to asking invasive questions to someone else, and people forgot about the whole thing. I never apologized. I never felt bad about it either.